Like Quint, Brody, and Hooper on the Orca, we head out onto unknown waters to see if we can get a Jaws 50th anniversary popcorn bucket. I'm always the worst at these. I love popcorn buckets. I have a ton of them. I always try to get them, but people somehow know about them 3 weeks or something before, and theaters never put them out at the same time, so whenever I show up, they're already sold out. So let's go see if we can get a 50th anniversary Jaws popcorn bucket today, right now, before they're all gone. Am I just into popcorn buckets, or am I actually into Jaws? Well, this should come as no surprise, but I'm actually really into Jaws. I went to film school. Obviously, I'm a film nerd. It's the biggest summer blockbuster of all time. How could I not be into it? So, yeah, I'm into Jaws. I have the original movie at home on 4K. I believe I have Jaws 2 on 4K. I have Jaws 2, Jaws 3, or Jaws 3D, and Jaws 4, The Revenge, all on Blu-ray. I wanted 1 and 2 on 4K, but 3 doesn't need a 4K. I honestly hate 3. I don't even like it in an ironic way. I just, don't like it. 4 I actually like. I would maybe consider getting that one on 4K if they ever put a 4K out, which I think they did. But I already have it. It's fine. But in addition to that, I have a ton of Jaws stuff. I have a Jaws lunchbox that I'm sure I'm going to show you. So, up until today, this was my biggest piece of Jaws merch. I won't say memorabilia because it's not like it came from the movie, but it was just a fun, big showpiece. I saw this. I know there's people who are super into lunchboxes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that video with Dave Bautista where he's talking about all the lunchboxes he owns. It's actually pretty amazing. If you're into just watching nerd culture and just what people buy, I am. Great video, you should look that up. But I'm not a person who collects those. But this is one I had to have. I saw it randomly, I think, in an ice cream shop in one of the towns that's close to us. They had it on the shelf, and I was like, hey, can I buy that? And the girl just sold it to me. So I'll show it off to you now. It's pretty sweet. I think it's new. It's not like a vintage 70s lunchbox. That would be amazing, and I probably would not be handling it this way. But as you can see, on the side there, it's got the poster image, the famous poster image. Bruce underneath the lady in the water. On the back, it's got this funny little mural. The theme of Jaws, John Williams' iconic theme. That's actually pretty awesome that they put it all there. On the side, again, you've got the poster image. But hang on. Up top, I love that. Hazardous area. Beach closed. That's great. Anything on the bottom of this? Oh. No swimming. It's occurred to me I've never looked inside this thing, so let's see what's in there. Is there anything in there? And no, the answer's no, but you do get a cool embossing. Is that embossed? Bruce on the back. But yeah, that's it. That's the Jaws lunchbox. I have this little cool Jaws effect standee. It's a little shadow box with fake water in it. I have Jaws t-shirts. I even have a pair of Jaws shorts. And hopefully I will have a Jaws popcorn bucket or popcorn tin to go with my collection of Jaws stuff. Here at my local cinema, we are in a Cinemark town, so all of my cinemas are Cinemark. I don't have access to an AMC or a Regal. I think the closest AMC is maybe 45 minutes away, and frankly, if I have to drive out there, I will, but I don't want to, especially because the Cinemark right here is 10 minutes from my house. So, really hoping that luck is on my side, as well as a little laziness, which is kind of always on my side. And those two things will collide, and maybe we'll luck out and get the bucket today. For reference, I'm not in a major metropolitan city. That's why I'm kind of surprised I haven't been able to get a lot of popcorn buckets that I've wanted here, because I live in a fairly sleepy small town. So you know, when I try to go out to eat sometimes and it's after 6 p.m., all the restaurants are closed. That's the kind of town I live in. It's a lot of like retired elderly folks, and that's cool. It's awesome if you want like quiet, right? Nice quiet at the end of the day. That's cool. What it's not cool for though is if you want to go do stuff. And I always hold that up as kind of a benchmark to be like, oh, if like exclusives are coming out, like nerd exclusives that my retiree neighbors don't care about, I'm going to have easy access to them, right? Because they're going to pump into our market. No one's going to be there to pick them up except for me. But what I've learned is that's actually not true. Like when I've tried to go get the Beetlejuice popcorn bucket, there was that sandworm, right? Dude, you don't know how many times I went to various theaters, not just my theater, but I found Regal's because I think it was a Regal exclusive. And I would drive out to Regal's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour away. And even when I couldn't do it, I had my wife going just because we both love Beetlejuice. We really wanted that sandworm popcorn bucket. And it was impossible. Every time we showed up, it was like, no, it's gone. We don't have it. We had one out. It's gone. Like it's been gone for 2 weeks, even before the movie had come out. That's why I was like, I don't live in like a big pumping area like that. So how are people snagging all these things before me? It must be people like from other towns driving in and like buying them all, resellers and stuff. That's my way of saying the odds of me getting this popcorn bucket are slim. So wish me luck. Trust me when I say I was very shocked that my local had the bucket. We got the Jaws popcorn bucket, the 50th. They had a couple of other Jaws things, not too much. Let's go back to the house, and I'll show you the Jaws bucket in full. But we did it. Now, I don't live in Orlando or Hollywood, so I'm not close to a Universal theme park. But this year is the 50th anniversary of Jaws, and they have all this amazing merch in the parks. So not only do you have an opportunity to get fun Jaws stuff in the movie theaters this summer, if you're in the parks, you can get the really good stuff. There's this amazing Bruce the Shark popcorn bucket that opens, although I think you can get that from Alamo Drafthouse, but good luck because that thing is always sold out. And then there's a really cool Bruce the Shark sipper, which is like a tiny kind of very cartoony, I love that cartoony style Bruce with the oxygen tank in his mouth. And the top, I mean, you know, I wouldn't sip out of it, but the top of it is the straw. That thing is awesome, and I'm sure is already reselling on eBay for a bundle. Would love to get my hands on that as well to go with my collection. But we got the bucket. Let's check it out. So at my local, they did have some Jaws merch. Not a lot, but I was actually surprised because usually, like I said, we're in a very sleepy, small town. So I expected to see nothing. Like I expected like one random Karate Kids like a towel or something. And they did have a Karate Kids thing, but they had some Jaws stuff. They had, at first this was the thing I thought they only had, was this like standee, I'm going to cut to it now. It was like a stand-up popcorn bucket, kind of a 3D effect, like a diving cage, like a shark cage. And that one was okay, and was more than the tin bucket. And I did not think was as cool. So I went to my usher, I asked him what was going on, and the guy was like, yeah, I got one more. And he goes, this is the last one, man. I was like, are you serious? I said, this just came out. He's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. People come in and they buy these things. So I was like me. So here it is. He went to the back and got the Jaws popcorn bucket. This is the one I wanted. So I'll do a more in-depth shot after this, but at first glance, man, this is exactly the one I wanted because it reminds me of the billboard, the Amity Island billboard, if you've ever been on the tram tour at Universal Hollywood. There's a great bit where you kind of drive through Amity, and they have the famous billboard, and like, you know, the lady's eyes are painted over, and she's like, looks very scared. It reminds me of that. But got the great big Jaws 50 there. And this thing, by the way, on the it's the tin style. I love this style of bucket. You really feel all the grooves of everything, so it's 3D. It's very cool. Anyway, we'll do like closer shots, not with me in them, so you can get a better look at this. There he is. There's our boy, Bruce. Look at that. With the postcard style Amity letters. That is so awesome. I love it. Wait, what does that say? Amity Island. I couldn't read the island there. There you go. Jaws 50. And the inside has detailing too. So let's take a better, closer look at this thing. Now that I'm not in the frame, I can actually see what's going on. So there's our big Jaws 50 in the water. Man, I love that design. So cool. We've got our buoys, of course, from the end of the movie, or during the movie too. That's how we kind of keep track of Bruce. Interesting side note, they actually did this because the shark famously was not working while they were making the movie. So they couldn't keep cutting away to the shark or the fin or something to kind of build suspense. So they came up with this idea, this alternate idea, like, well, if we can't shoot the shark, we'll shoot these buoys in the water moving. That'll show you that Jaws is moving. And it works really well. It almost works even better because it keeps building a suspense. You can't see it. You build it up in your mind. Genius. Anyway, very cool that these are there. Here we go. Let's turn a little bit more here. Here we go. Of course, I got some buildings there. Amity. Here we go. Greetings from Amity Island. Right? There's our lady in the water. Famous lady from the opening credits. There's Bruce. Man, he looks great. Whoever drew this, good job. Wow. No swimming. There's our no swimming hazardous beach sign. There's our buddy Mayor Larry Vaughn right there with the lady, Help Shark. That's the billboard on the tram tour at Universal Studios Hollywood. Definitely stop and do that. Man, I wish I was there this summer. I would totally be doing that. There we go. Bruce in action with the orca behind him on the hunt. Let me see if you can see the orca. I got a little glare. There we go. You can kind of see the orca a little better in the background. We got more buoys, by the way, on island. And here, the big dog. Look at this. They saved the best for last. Last letter, Amity. The Y in Amity. We've got Bruce, and we've got Brody up in the crow's nest about to take that shot. Look at that. As the orca's going down. That is so cool. There we go. On the beach. Jaws 50th. Happy 50th anniversary, Bruce. Will I eat popcorn out of it? No, that's disgusting. I love popcorn, but I would never put popcorn in any of my popcorn buckets. I have a bunch of popcorn buckets. If you guys are actually, if you're interested in seeing them, leave a comment. Maybe I'll make another video that actually shows all my, because I have like the Billy one from Saw, and I have this really cool one. I have a couple cool ones from the parks. Anyway, no, this thing is going to remain on the shelf. It'll probably get dusty because I only dust like once a year. But once a year, it will look this good. You're seeing it fresh out of the case. So, yeah, no popcorn in this, ever. But I probably will hold on to it. Maybe I'll hold on to it while I watch Jaws this summer to celebrate the 50th. Maybe this might actually make a good ice bucket now that I think about it. Oh, dude, I didn't even show you the inside. Got so excited. Forgot to show you guys the inside, which has a whole thing. Look at this. Oh, my God. Here we go. We got our compass there with Bruce. East Beach. Look at that. Mural of the dock. Got our swimmers there. Got the Amity Police logo, where Sheriff Brody works, obviously. Map of Amity Island with the full view of the billboard. I don't know if you can see it down there. Deep in there. I don't know if this camera can go upside down, but she's in there right there. Got our little buoys. There's our Amity Island. Visit Amity Island. There's a lighthouse. There's the dock. Bruce's fin in the water. And there we go. That's it. That is the... Oh, there's Brody at the top of the orca. I missed that as it's sinking in. I didn't even see that. There's Bruce at the bottom. Wait, I should be zooming in for these. All right, here we go. Here we go. Detailing at the bottom. We got Brody, the crow's nest. You can really tell it's Brody. You got... Obviously, if you know the movie, it's obviously Brody, but I like how they got the glasses in this one, so you can tell it's him. There's Bruce chasing him. It's going for the details, Dirty. It's juicy details. Look, there we go. We got another buoy. We got our swimmer from the open. That's also the lady on the lunchbox I was showing you. Is that it for the detailing? That's it for the detailing on the bottom. I love that I totally forgot to show you the inside after I did that whole build-up. Doing this YouTube video stuff is not easy. You can look like an idiot, and I have proven that multiple times on this channel already, and this channel hasn't even been active for like 2 months, so I can't imagine what the rest of this is going to look like. I'm going to look like the dumbest person by the end of this. Anyway, there we go. Jaws 50th popcorn bucket. Snagged it, last one. My advice, if you can, go to your movie theaters. If you haven't already gone and you're interested in this, especially if you collect popcorn buckets, you've probably already got one of these, or have been to several different theaters. But I went at first light. What is this, the Lighthouse? I went first, like, at 9:10ish, so 10 minutes after. I checked my local app. I was like, well, what time is the theater open today? And I saw they had a Lilo and Stitch showing at like 9:05. I was like, okay, they're open. And I drove over. Like I said, I'm 10 minutes away, and I got it. And it was already the last one. So that means last night's audiences probably snagged the rest. So it was probably out yesterday, maybe even the day before. You got to act quick with these popcorn buckets if you're interested in them. The cost of this, by the way, mine was $13. Now, I don't know if that was helped. I'm a Cinemark member. We have a loyalty thing. So I know I saved some money, but it could have just been taxes or something. So I remember it being about $13. So that was the cost of this. If you want to see more fun nerdery from me, I have an Instagram. Here it is. I post stuff pretty regularly there, mostly about me, my personal life, and my books, of course, if you're into my books. But you might see this guy pop up there too. Happy 50th anniversary, Jaws. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Who knows what the video will be about? This channel is so confusing. There's travelogues, book videos. Last week he drank a soda. Now he's talking about this. That's right, it's an adventure. Anyway, tune in. We'll have something going on.